Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and happy February. Today we are going through the newest Cashmerette Club pattern, the Vinton pants that I did a sew along for. If you get notifications on my channel, if you don't, you should subscribe. But that went up on the 1st. So today we're going to be I'm showing you on my body and we're going to be talking through the pattern a little bit. But before we get into that, just a little side note, you're going to notice a second video that's going up on the channel today, which is a little bit of a membership. We have started a YouTube membership that has gone live today. Nothing on the channel is changing. Don't worry. If memberships aren't your jam, if that isn't something that doesn't interest you, if you already have too many, whatever the case might be, don't worry about it. Nothing is changing. You will not even notice that anything is different. However, if you'd like a little bit more behind the scenes, a little bit more communication, all that kind of stuff with me, that is what is going to happen over in the membership. And anyway, that video will be going up. So that has gone live today. So if you are interested in a little bit of a deeper dive with Tomcat Stitchery, we've got some stuff I outlined with the membership so far, but we're going to be adding to that. We just want to see what you guys really want out of a membership, and I'm really looking forward to creating some more community, some more in-depth community, a little bit more, not face-to-face, but kind of, like a little bit more intimate. So anyway, that is what is happening over on the community, or with the membership, and why there's a second video today. Okay. All right, let's talk about the February's Cashmerette Club pattern of the month. These are the Vinton pants. I have two pairs here because this is the pair that I made the sew along, which I have to make highly contrasting so that you guys can easily see what I'm doing. Cashmerette requests that I do that. So I made this pair, and I kind of use them as my wearable muslin, but I loved them so much, I made a second pair. So I'm going to be talking you through my thoughts about it, all that kind of stuff. Now, this is the February pattern of the month for Cashmerette Club. If you have no interest in the club, but you really love this pattern, you can join the very base tier of the club for 1 month and then cancel it after February and get this pattern. So that's a way to get the pattern for, if you just want this pattern. If you are an all access member like I am, not only do you have access to this month's pattern, but you have access to all the other club patterns that have been released. And guys, I pay to be an all access member. Like, that is money of my own that I pay to be all access. And this is my first pair, really my first pair of Cashmerette pants I've made. I have made the Magna pants in their book, but as far as their just regular catalog, this is the first pair of pants that I've made from Cashmerette. And it will absolutely not be my last. I can't wait to go through some of the pants that I missed just because, time. I can't sew up their newest pattern every single month. Like, there's a pair of jeans that they put out. Anyway, I have a lot. Cargo pants. I have a lot I want to go back and revisit. Very pleased with how these turned out. So yeah, you can get the pattern this month in February with just the very base membership, which is the cost of a pattern anyway. So, grab the pattern and then you can quit if you have no interest in continuing that on. Okay, what do I like about this pattern? So Cashmerette, known for being great for the curvy sewist, so with their cup sizes and all that kind of stuff, she just drafts beautiful necklines for the larger busts. She does a great job with waist placement when you have a curvier figure, all that kind of stuff. So I feel like dresses and tops are like their jam because of all of that they are like so good at. But they have started doing more bottoms, and I'm so glad they have, because there are issues that they address with that same amount of, that same dedication and attention to detail with tops, also with bottoms. So there are two options for this pant pattern. You can make it with just the standard rear end, or you can make it with the full rear end. So it's got a full butt adjustment already done to the pattern for you, which I think is brilliant. I use the standard, I didn't need the full butt on this one, but if you are one that is curvier in the back, especially waist gap, we're gonna talk about that too. They've addressed the waist gap as well in the back. So if you're someone small waist and then you either have larger hips or larger bum, so you get that waist gap in the back of your pants, they've solved this for you. Anyway, brilliant. Okay. So anyway, I did the sew along for this, so I will literally hold your hand through all of the steps, but this is not a hard pattern. I thought that this was really interesting because of these pockets that are here. It's kind of the work pant trend. So along the lines of like the cargo pant, work pant type thing but being different. Like I still get those vibes of it being a work pant, but, and you can make them with denim, you can make them, this is in a cotton twill, to get a little bit different feels and that sort of thing. But I really liked the detail on it. I thought it was very, very much on trend. I also personally really like a good detail on my hip because I am very straight through my waist and hip. Details on my hip help balance out my chest. So if you are someone, pull attention to whatever you want. If you've got larger hips and a smaller top, but you put a detail, whatever you want onto your patterns. And honestly, you could skip the flaps if you wanted to. These are just decorative and just have the slash pockets. They're still done in a very smart way. You could absolutely do that as well. But I personally love a good detail on my hip because it does balance out my top half. I like how that works on my figure. So it features these fun little pockets. It's got top stitching everywhere. It has a front fly. And it has a faced waistband. And you guys, if you have watched my channel for any length of time, know how I feel about a faced waistband. I love them because I have a very short torso and my waist is not, I don't have a lot of indentation at my waist. I find faced waistbands much more comfortable than like a fitted, like a standard waistband, like on a pair of pants. I just think that they're more comfortable to me. Anyway, very excited to see that in this pant pattern. It has these really cool thick belt loops. Finishes off with like a jeans button here at the top. Again, the zip fly with that waist spacing. It has a shaped leg. So if you're on the fence about the barrel leg and maybe want to try a little bit of a shaped leg, this is a great one for you. I think it's really cool. I feel like the really exaggerated barrel leg is maybe a little too much for me just because I am short. But a little bit of like a nod to that trend I think is super fun and very, very fresh. So very excited about that. The hem is faced for that same reason because it goes from small, wider to smaller there at the hem. So she has a hem facing there at the bottom. So you get a really nice, beautiful hem, which we've got here. In the back, there is, so you got the one patch pocket. You can do two patch pockets if you want. The instructions have you just doing one. That's all I did on both these pairs. But you could do both on either side if you'd like. And then there is elastic that she has a very clever way of putting into that back waistband to help pull in so you don't get that back waistband gape. And it makes it a really, really nice fit. Okay, I made the size 10. I typically, and finally I have depoofed enough. I've been working out like crazy, guys, and 2024 was the year of high inflammation. For my autoimmune diseases, I have more than one, and it was a real trying to figure out what is happening, what's changed, how to combat that. So I was carrying a ton of water weight in 2024, which is so defeating when you've been working out so hard, yet you are gaining weight. Anyway, I try not to let the number on the scale deter me, but I was definitely puffy and nothing was fitting. Anyway, I'm finally back down into my normal size. So I've been a 10, going to a 12 at the waist in cashmerette patterns for a very long time. I would say I'm comfortably back there again. But I made a straight 10 on these because of that elastic in the back. I thought, well, I've got some wiggle room. I could probably do the 10 at the waist and be okay. I shortened the legs by 1.5 inches. I thought about doing 2 inches. I could probably have done 2 inches and it would be okay. But I think this works. I don't think that they're too long. I definitely want them to hit where they're supposed to hit so that you got that shaped leg look and it not look dumpy. You want it to hit right there at that ankle. But I shortened mine by 1.5 inches. Again, I probably could have gone another 1/2 inch up, but I think these are fine. And I also wanted to consider the fact that, especially with the denim, when, I wear it a few times and that denim does tend to shrink up a little bit in length. So I wanted to leave room for that as well. I'm very glad that I did. Those are the only adjustments. Just shortening the leg is the only adjustment that I made to this pattern. When I was like, I'm going to use these as my wearable muslin. So this is a cotton twill, and I've used hot pink stitching. Can you see that? Just so, there you go. Just so you can easily see all of the details. These are faux snaps here at the front, so those don't actually do anything. I use my hand press to do all of that. But yeah, these were, I was kind of considering my wearable muslin. Jenny's like, I don't hate the hot pink stitching on the, cranberry pants. Like, you may wear those. So we'll see. I'll keep them around. We'll see. Maybe I will wear them. But they were just a little bit snug in the waist. So when I decided to make this pair, I thought, well, I'm going to add a little bit to the waist. So I added just a little bit to the top of the pant at the side seams, or at the center seams here. So you've got a lot of seams to play around with to add a little bit at the waist if you needed to. And it was way too much. So then I decided, you know what? I'm just going to sew it as is, a straight 10, and just omit the elastic. That was the key. These fit me much more comfortably. I just don't need that cinching in the back because I'm very straight through there anyway. And that was the key for me. So the only thing I did different from this pair to this pair was to omit the elastic in the back. And I think that that is perfect for my body. Everything fits me very, very comfortably. So yeah, this was the first pair. The second pair, I have had this gold denim in my stash for a little bit. I had a viewer that sent me a link and they're like, oh my gosh, at Core Fabrics. Core Fabrics has this Cone Mills denim in this color. It just has you written all over it. I just wanted you to make sure you saw it. And I went and looked and I was like, darn it, you're right. That does have me written all over it. I need some of that. So I bought, I don't know how much I bought, 2.5 yards, 3 yards, something like that. I have stuff left over. I was trying, I had it in my stash and I was like, okay, what do I want to do with this? Do I want a pair of pants, pair of jeans? Do I want a pair of overalls? Kind of playing back and forth with it. I did pull it out of my stash this fall. I'm like, I'm going to sew this up now. It's a beautiful denim. I really want to get it on my body. So when I tried these on and absolutely loved them, this was sitting out in that pile of fabrics that I'd pulled for fall and winter sewing. And I told Jenny, I was like, oh my gosh, that is what I need to make these in a denim, and it needs to be that gold denim. So that is what I did. It was a fabric from my stash. It's no longer available, unfortunately, at Core Fabrics, which is where I got it, but it has worked so well. So I've been around the channel for a while. You may have picked up. My kids' school colors are blue and gold. So I don't wear spirit wear. I don't wear things printed on my chest, but I will dress in school colors. Thankfully, they are both on my color card. So I have a lot of my wardrobe to pick from. And yeah, I was like, you guys need to pick a college that's colors that are on this card. They're both like, oh my God, whatever. Anyway, my son was in the high school sectionals bowling tournament, and I wanted these made up so that I could wear them with a blue sweater. I have a bright blue sweater. You probably see me wear it to be in school colors. So I am spirit appropriate, yet still adhering to my own style. So that's what I did. Anyway, I used the same snaps that I used with my press, put in a jean button here. Gosh, yeah. I mean, I did nothing different. I set up my industrial with regular thread and then put the top stitching thread on the Bernina. So I had both machines going to make these because I did want to use jeans because it's denim. I wanted to use jeans top stitching thread, but you probably can't even see the top stitching because the it's probably the original stereotypical color of top stitching thread that you would think of for like dark denim, like Levi's and those sorts of original jeans. It's kind of that gold color, but it like matches perfectly with this fabric. So I'm like, that's fun. It's like a tone on tone, but still the top stitching thread. So that's why I went with the gold on the top stitching thread. It worked out really well. The Bernina handled it wonderfully. Sometimes that top stitching thread is not welcome by machines just because it's so thick, but my machine loved it. So the Bernina loved it. It even did bar tacks just fine in the buttonhole. I got the buttonhole on the first go too. So yeah, it's a really good machine. Anyway, I have had, so I've only worn them once because my rule normally is you don't wear anything until it has been videoed for the channel, just in case anything to happen. You know, if I were to spill something, which is very possible, or I don't know, got grease on it, whatever the case may be. I feel like it's tempting fate to wear it before it's been on the channel, but I did really want to wear them for that school event. So I have worn them once. They wore beautifully all day long. They didn't grow on me. You know, sometimes cotton will grow with the heat of your body. That was absolutely fine. Again, once these have been washed a couple of times, they probably will shrink up in length just a little bit. So then that'll keep it like really perfectly. I wore these this weekend with my higher shaft like boots. winter boots because it's freezing here, lots of snow. But I feel like when the weather starts to turn, pairing these with a pair of fun like ballet flats or like a slide shoe of some sort, or my Birkenstock, excuse me, would be absolutely stunning. So that is my plan going forward into the spring. So you'll definitely be seeing these pop up a little bit more, including, I think I'm going to wear these on the plane to Florida. These could be my plane pants, so going from cold weather to warm weather, but also I think they would be suitable for any cool nights or something if I want a pant to wear on the bottom half just for a little bit of warmth. So anyway, very excited about my Vinton pants. All right, if you missed it, or if you want a little bit of hand holding in sewing this pattern, definitely go over to the sew along that I filmed for this. It's here on the channel, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have over there. I want everyone to have successful Vittons, so ask away. All right, that's all I have for today, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. Get some sewing in. I feel like I have officially flipped from cold weather sewing to warm weather sewing. There may be a couple more cold weather pieces I get in there, but I'm absolutely ready to start planning for the warm weather. This happens every year about this time. My cold weather, I'm ready to make coats in August, and I'm ready to start sewing sundresses in February. So anyway, are you guys the same way? Is that what you're doing as well? I don't know. Maybe, again, a few more cold weather things will probably sneak in here between now and then, but I am ready for all the dopamine sewing. All right, guys, all I got for today. Happy sewing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.